Right, good morning everybody, and a very, very warm welcome on this chilly day. Thank goodness. I was quite worried about the weather. We've been watching the weather very, very closely this week for the rain. We were worried that we were either going to have belting sun or belting rain. So we seem to have hit the jackpot this morning with the weather. We have cloud and it's nice and cool, and we can really enjoy our ceremony this morning. So I would like to just say a few welcomes. I'd like to welcome the chairman of the EduInc board and his wife to the ceremony this morning, to our parents and our families who are attending. It gives me a very warm heart to see alumni sitting here. It's very, very special for us to have alumni sitting joining us for such an auspicious event. And I hope you enjoy the ceremony. I'm quite sure that you will. It's going to be a little emotional, but that's a good thing. Goodbyes are always emotional, they should be. Then you know you've done it right. So I'd like to just spend a moment introducing the chairman of the board to you. Mr. Sayers, the current chairman of the Education Incorporated School Board, began his life as an adult in the workforce in Edinburgh in Scotland at the age of 15, when he left school to begin a 5-year apprenticeship in the painting and decorating trade. While leaving school at 15 years old might seem strange to us sitting here, it was the norm in the UK at that time. By the age of 23, however, the value of a good education was clear to him, and he returned to school to complete the necessary qualifications to become a teacher. By 1980, he had completed several teaching qualifications, including becoming an associate of the Scottish Colleges of Education, only one of a handful of people in Scotland to hold this very prestigious qualification. In December of 1981, he brought his family to South Africa to continue his educational journey here, sharing his extensive love of music, art, and education in general with South African children. Over the years, Mr. Sayers rose through the ranks of the South African education system, culminating in the position of headmaster of Lord Milner Primary School, a boarding school in the Northern Province. Mr. Sayers' tenure of headmaster of Lord Milner fell during the turbulent years of 1993 to 1998, and under his leadership, his school led his region in the integration of mixed races in the school, flying the new flag, learning the new anthem, to name a few of the areas that Lord Milner Primary School led the charge of democratic change. This has not been his only achievement, however. Mr. Sayers is an associate member of the Art Society of South Africa and has written both the lyrics and musical score to 2 full-length musical productions, which have been performed in the State Theatre of South Africa, as well as internationally, in Scotland. These musicals have always been performed by school children, attesting to Mr. Sayers' lifelong commitment to the upliftment, development, and continued education of children. Please welcome Mr. Thomas Sayers.
Cool. Right. Just give me a sec to get organised here. Hope these things don't fly away. Right, thank you, Mrs. Aitchison. That sounds quite good. I'm quite impressed with that guy you were talking about. Anyway, matric class of 2019. Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, members of staff, parents and students of Education Incorporated. Good morning. Luke, Tato, Neo, Siwe, Mujahid, the time has come for you as the outgoing matric group to move on to the next exciting phase in your young lives. And although this short address this morning is aimed primarily at you, I would like to hope that everyone here can gain something from what I have to say today. Let's start by looking at what most of you have probably had hammered into you from an early or a young age. When you were at primary school, you were advised that in order to get a good job later in life, you must achieve top marks to progress into a good high school. While at high school, you're then told that to get a good job, you must go to university. So you get to university, and just prior to your graduation, someone tells you that for a really good job, you need to go for a master's degree. So eventually you get your master's only to be told that to be really successful requires a doctorate. Finally, whoopee, yeah, cracked it, I've got my doctorate. So you go looking for a job, only to be told that everyone's looking for a younger person. The point I'm making here is this. The importance of good academic achievement goes without saying, but not everyone needs to be an academic genius to succeed in life. True genius, in my opinion, comes through making a continuous effort to achieve in whatever it is you want to do. The line between failure and success is so fine that we are often on that line and we don't even realize it. I mean, how many people have thrown up their hands in despair when with just a little more effort, a little more patience, success could have been achieved. As the tide goes out, so it comes back in. A little more persistence, and what seems like hopeless failure may turn into great success. There is no failure except in no longer trying. Now, another very important thing I'd like to mention at this point is this. Make sure that you are doing what you want to do and that you enjoy what you're doing. If not, do something about it. You will never achieve real success unless you're happy in what you're doing. Many people who have achieved success have had to try several things before finding true satisfaction in their final choice of career. And I speak from personal experience here. Energy, perseverance, common sense, I'll say that again. Enthusiasm, all these things go towards making a success of your life. But there is one thing that beats them all, and that is undoubtedly pure hard work. And that's the one thing without which all the others put together can become meaningless. You can get ahead in the world, but you have to work hard if you want to accomplish anything in life. I have been around for a long time. No comments from the back, please. And the longer I live, the more I'm convinced that the difference between failure and success is energy, determination, and purpose. But most of all, hard work. I have come to the conclusion that old age is like everything else. To make a success of it, you've got to start young. Think about it. So just remember, success is never final and failure is never fatal. It's having the courage and determination to succeed that counts. To quote an old saying from an anonymous source, he who aims at the moon may hit the top of the tree. He who aims at the top of the tree is unlikely to get off the ground. Look, Tato, Neo, Siwe, Mujahid, this is your day, your valedictory assembly, our chance to say farewell to you. But farewell does not mean gone forever. Always hold on to fond memories of your high school days. Keep in touch. Visit sometimes. There's an old Scottish song which says, "For we're no a war to bide awa, we're no a war to leave ye, we're no a war to bide awa, will I come back and see ye." For the uninitiated amongst you, translations can be obtained from me at 10 rand a pop, okay? And for an extra 50 bucks, I'll even sing it for you with guitar accompaniment. No, but seriously, it simply means we're not away to stay away. We're not away to leave you. We're not away to stay away. We'll always come back to see you. It loses something in the translation, mind you, does it not? Anyway, now all that remains is for me to wish you all the very best for the future as you enter the next phase in this exciting adventure called life. Work hard, plan carefully, and try to live it as richly and as happily as you possibly can. The world is indeed your oyster. But, and I quote, never forget where you've been, never lose sight of where you're going, and never take for granted the people who journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sayers, for some very profound pearls of wisdom, I think, in there. That's definitely food for thought, not just for the class of 19, but I think for everybody sitting here today. So the next thing I would like to do is invite Mr. Aitchison to the podium. We have an honours award that needs to be given today, and this is our last chance to do it. So, Mr. Aitchison, please.
Earlier this year, Mujahid was selected to represent South Africa in paintball at the UPBF World Cup. He was selected for the under-19 team, and the tournament was held in Amsterdam. This morning we would like to recognize Mujahid's achievement in being selected to represent his country, something that requires immense amounts of training and discipline, by awarding him with school honors. I never thought 7 years ago when Eduing started that paintball would be on our honors board. So Mujahid, thank you very much for that, for pushing the boundaries and many other things too. Please come up and receive your award and the acknowledgement from the school.
Congratulations.
Well done. So I'd like you to open the shirt and hold it up against you for a photograph. Well done, man. That is awesome.
Congratulations, Mujahid. This is now the part of the morning that I always have quite mixed feelings about. I'm always so excited to hear the speeches of our outgoing class, but I always know I'm probably going to need a few tissues. So to start off the speeches this morning, Mujahid, can you come back, please?
Good morning, Chairman of the Board, Mrs. Aitchison, parents, teachers, students, and class of 2019. Being honest right now, I didn't write a speech because I didn't know where to start. I mean, I came here last year and the first people that I saw and who invited me into their arms was Luke and Neo. And as the years went by, the days went by, there was not one day that went down where we didn't laugh ourselves sick or ended up hurting one of each other and laughing about it later. I mean, like, that's brotherhood right there. I mean, starting from the start, like, Neo, a giant that I always looked up to. At times my neck could get sore. But Neo, brother, for the short time that I've known you, you've grown a lot on me. And your dedication to basketball really helped me to understand that when you're dedicated to something, you can really achieve something worth going for, and that you're hungry for it. And if you're hungry for it, you can achieve it. Like last year when you went to Philadelphia, that was really amazing. I mean, although you missed like exams and stuff and things that Luke and I did, Baraka boost, we had some good times. And brother, I hope that after this we'll stay in contact, and no matter what, if you ever need someone, I'm always at my phone for you, waiting for your phone call. Luke, my boy, the horseman. Luke, I don't even know how it started, but I came into this school on my trial week actually, and it was silly season back then. And I'm not sure who remembers Mr. Sneeman, but we had maths one lesson, and it was very hot, and he asked for us to put the aircon on. That time he had like a very pink shirt on, and Neo grabbed the aircon remote and he put it on like 30 degrees. The classroom got real hot, and by the end of the lesson, Mr. Sneeman's face was the same color as his t-shirt. It was hysterical. But yeah, my brother Luke always instigated things, eh? I was always there next to him, always like rooting him on, helping him about. But one thing that always like reminds me of Luke is that no matter when things get rough, he'll always be there, and you can always call him and always call you back, and no matter what, he'll always be by your side. And that's the one thing I like about Luke, Neo, and I, is that this year was one of the worst years ever with regards to like assignments and fights that we had in class, but all of that went out the window when we got home, because we'd have like a set time at 7 o'clock where we just call each other and talk everything out, get heated, like actually like swear and stuff, but at the end of the conversation, we'll talk about a complete random topic where we all laugh and enjoy the night. I remember one phone call we had our grade 11 boy, Georgie, eh? That was a conversation that should stay like unsaid, because that was a bad night. I can't really say much though, but Luke, brother, your horses are top class, eh? Always wearing the suits, inspiration to me of achieving greatness and doing assignments the night before. Well, we did well though, 75 and above, which I say is good. See where, my girl, you're very quiet, which is not too bad, but when you say things, it's really powerful. I wish you could stay like that. And I'm just thinking now what to say. I'm really like lost. Like, I can't say that this is the end for us, because throughout these years, our brotherhood, Luke, Neo, George, Lucian, we grew like together as one, and we literally came together, and things were like being at home. I mean, like, these are two houses, right? Yes. Yeah, it felt like home, and we just bonded. And for the class of 2020, schoolwork and assignments are gonna hit you like a bomb. Trust me. It came at us like every week. We had like 4 assignments due for like at the same time. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. And I would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison for stepping in for English and Afrikaans when we didn't need them the most. I don't even think we'd like pass Afrikaans and English without them right now. I'd like to thank them. Well, that's the end of my speech.
Well done. Great unprepared speech. Yes, do that first.
We'll see you around.
Sure, I think there could possibly be things in these speeches we should maybe not be hearing. Sorry, slight technical. Are we good to go? Let's hear it.
Just wait.
There's something over there. Click, click, click. Oh. See what you did, Midgie? You finish speaking and it all breaks.
Intermittent.
Might be if batteries dying. Get some already.
Tick, tick, tick. It's just getting faster, faster.
I think the battery is.
It's definitely there. Switch it off. No. Switch it on. Its battery is flat. Let it stay. Yeah. No, that's on. Open fader there.
Testing, ooh, look at that. We're back. What was Mr. Sayers saying about being prepared and organized and well done, Lesedi, you had the spare batteries. So the next student up for speech has probably been taller than me since he was about 6. So I've spent Nao's time with him at Edu Inc. looking up to him. For many reasons, not just his physical height. Nao, come to the podium, please.
Yes, sir. It's cold, eh?
Cool shoes, man.
Thanks, man.
Let me help you.
Good morning, Chairman of the Board, Mrs. Aitchison, teachers, parents, and students. Before I start my speech, I'd like to make a few shout-outs. I'd like to say thank you so much, Mama Sue, for coming. Thank you so much, Big Boss, for coming. But Brett and Ooze and Josh, man, I love you so much, and thanks for playing such a huge role in my life. It means a lot that you guys are here today. At Edging, it's been a great 4 years at Education Incorporated, as it played a major role in shaping me into the man I am today. It's had its best moments and its worst moments, but that's how life is. The memories I've made here mean more than words will ever describe. I'd like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison for building this institution and accepting me into the school, as you accepted me for who I am, even though I got kicked out of class in the third day of my trial week. I'm sure you'll miss me, but be happy at the same time, because I know I was a pain in the ass at times. You had it rough with me. I remember when you made myself and Luke stay until 5 every day because we messed around in grade 8 and just didn't care. Man, we were naughty boys. You guys saw something in me when I never did. You were there during the tough times in my life, and I'll forever be grateful for everything you've done for me. I'll miss teasing Mrs. A. Even in the days you wore your 6-inch heels, seemed like it was 2 inches. I'm kidding. As I approach the end of my high school and on the verge of my college life, Education Incorporated will always be a home because it's maybe small in size, but it's big at heart. What you guys did in my life and what you're doing to others in the school is beyond amazing. You really should be proud of yourselves, and you deserve nothing but the best for everything that you put into this institution. I'd like to thank every teacher that taught me this year, and all the hard work that you put into getting us to this point. I know it wasn't easy, but we're almost there. You never gave up on us, besides the fact that it was your job not to. You give your all each time you step into the school, regardless of how you feel and what happens in your personal lives. For that, I'll forever be grateful, because what you guys did and what you guys do is beyond extraordinary. Miss van der Walt, I would like to thank you for everything. You were always there when we needed to be heard and when we needed advice. You allowed us to do the same for you, and the teacher-student relationship we have will forever stay with me. Every moment was always filled with laughter. I'll miss you. My classmates. I would like to thank my classmates for making this a very memorable year. It was a tough year, but we're almost there. We just have to break through the last wall and we're free. I wish you guys nothing but the best in a relaxing December, because these finals will take the most out of us. My aging pupils, my children. I miss all of the young education pupils. You guys were a blast to be around. You brought a lot of pain, but brought way more fun. Yesterday was a very fun day, and it hurts me that it will be the last day, because you guys have a huge spot in my heart. The peoples I'll miss the most are Jose, Xavier, Hannah, and Musi. Musi's Musa. You guys always brought joy to my heart. Seeing you guys happy was the icing to my cake. It breaks my heart that I won't see you guys as much anymore. Musa, you're a hell of a boy. I see myself in you. You'll be a great leader in the future, and remember that you're unstoppable. I want all the young people of Education Incorporated to know that you guys are destined for greatness, and that no one can stop you except yourselves. I like using this quote, and I'll use it again. If your dreams are not being called crazy, you're not dreaming big enough, because it's only crazy until you do it. Dream, guys, dream, because your dreams are possible to achieve. You guys are the impossible. Lucian, you're a very smart guy, and I believe that you'll be a part of something great in the future that will change the world. Stay you, stay true, brother. I'll miss you, trampoline boy. George, Vijay. I'll miss you so much, brother. I've known you for a short period of time, but it feels like it's been ages. Your wild personality was always a vibe to be around, and the memories we made here will last forever. You're a very caring person when it comes to your friends. I know when I'm in trouble, you'll always be a call away. Love you so much, brother. Miji. Bro, you've played a big role in my life. Thank you so much for all the support you've given me, brother. Man, the memories we made this year I'll forever die for, and they will always be. And I will always remember the times we always used to get on Mr. Muji's nerves. Oh my word, it was to die for. Sorry, George. Thank you so much for always believing in my craft, and I'll make it, and I won't forget about you. Love you so much, brother. Leek, Fat Boy, Fetty. Man, I don't even know where to start, man. Our journey started way before aging. 11 years, man. It says a lot. You've been there since day one, and I appreciate it, brother. The moment I met you, I knew that it was the beginning of something great. From the days of your fringe hairstyle and braces to your Italian look today. You're the true. You're destined for greatness, and you always put people before yourself. You've been there for me in every situation, every step of the way. You are the true definition of brotherhood. You never left my side since grade 2. Your heart is big, and you deserve nothing but happiness and success, and anyone that is part of your life is very lucky. You're not my buddy, you're not my brother, you're not my friend, you're my brother. It'll never change. Wherever I go from you, I'm taking you with me, because it's been a hell of a ride, man. Thank you so much for all the support during my craft. I love you so much, brother, and we will celebrate accordingly. Lastly, I'd like to thank my mother. I'd like to thank my mother for everything you've done for me. The pain you've been through, the hustler in you, won't go in vain. You're strong, you're powerful, inspiring, independent woman, and you're the reason I keep on going. Because you give your all every day. You're the reason why I wear the number 4 every time I play. You've raised a hell of a man, and you should be proud of yourself, because I'm proud to call you my mother. We've been through a lot together, but we made it, mama. I've never seen someone give up majority of their life to better someone else's life just like you. I love you so much. This is just the beginning. I'll always be mama's boy. Thank you so much.
All good.
No, it doesn't much.
need to get the steps. So get steps. Right, off steps. Oh, you do it, I can't reach. Fair warning was given. Do you have the tissues? Thank you, Nayo. Next one up, Siwe, are you ready?
Right, stand on the bottom one. There you go. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll arrange that for you. There you go. There you go. You okay? All right.
Okay. I'm fine. You can start. Okay. Promised myself I wouldn't cry today, but seems like that promise is broken. Good morning to the chairman of the board, Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, the staff of Education Incorporated, parents, and the class of 2019. I extend a warm welcome to you all. My years at Education Incorporated have been filled with a wave of emotions as I now begin to look back at what has been an interesting and eventful 4 years. The memories that have been made here will be ones that I'll cherish forever. And in case you're wondering about silly season, even though it was a nuisance to the staff, I'll cherish those memories forever too. I would like to give thanks to my parents, because without them, I would not be standing here today. To the class of 2019, Luke, Neo, Miji, thank you for always being here for me when I needed it. Words are unable to express the love and gratitude I have for you all. Thank you for being such wonderful friends and people. Obviously, I couldn't have made it out this far if it weren't for the teachers and staff of the school. Thank you for preparing me in every way possible and equipping me with lifelong skills that I'll treasure forever. The lessons that I've learned throughout my years at Education Incorporated are simple and yet so powerful. For starters, I've learned about resilience and courage. I've learned that there is no good without the bad. One thing high school has taught me, and that has stood out to me, is that life doesn't become easier. You just become stronger. To the class of 2019, when you leave here today, To the class of 2019, when you leave here today, celebrate what you have accomplished, but look forward with an eye toward how you, too, can be an inspiration for others. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
You hold your shirt. Welcome.
To our fourth matriculant, can you come up please, Tato?
Good morning to the chairman of the board,
Can you sort
Mr.
that out,
and Mrs. Aitchison.
Sorry. Just stand back slightly. There we go.
Teachers, parents, and students. School never promised to be an easy journey, but school proves to be a worthy journey. It is not an easy school journey we should be wishing and praying for, but for the strength, the focus, and endurance to conquer all that is thrown at us. To my teachers, students become the subjects of teachers' actions, target of teachers' thoughts, and compliments of teachers' endeavors. I'd like to say a big thank you to all my teachers, Mr. Chuma, Mr. Arkid, Dr. Makings, Mrs. van der Walt, just to name a few, for all the hard work you have put into ensuring that I achieve and produce great results. A big thank you to Thomas, Max, Lillian for being amazing people. You will all be dearly missed. My mission in my school life has not just been merely to survive school, but to thrive and to do so with courage, some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. I've learned that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship, and nothing would work unless you do. To all the students seated here, from me to you, always be yourself, because everyone else is taken. Stay true to who you are, to what you stand for, regardless of whatever you're faced with. Musa, Khosi, Xavier, James, Kwezi, Eden, Hannah, you guys will all be dearly missed. All the morning hugs, all Pebble, the Powerpuff Girls, all the motivations, and I'm so grateful for having spent majority of my high school life with you all. Thank you for all the contributions that you've made. You've made my experience at Education Incorporated a great one. This is not a goodbye speech. I'll probably meet a lot of you, be it at law firms, doctors' offices, you name it. So from me to you all, keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you all at work. Thank you.
Tato, come back.
Just stand sideways so we can get pictures of you guys. You are going to freeze.
Thank you, Tato. And our last speech this morning from our last matriculant. Luke, please come up.
One of those!
Got this.
Clearly left the best for last. Okay. Good morning, teachers, students, parents, Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, and the chairman of the board. This time last year, I was sitting in the position of the current grade 11s and soon to be matrics, thinking about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to take the challenge of matric. Was it scary? Of course it was, because let's face it, who knew what to expect? Little did I expect time to fly by so fast, and here I found myself standing in front of you all, telling you my schooling experience. I joined Education Incorporated 5 years ago. School for me has never been easy, especially coming from a school with different core values and principles. Education Incorporated, without a doubt, has prepared me for my future plans in terms of what I want to do and where I see myself 5 to 10 years down the line. It wasn't easy, but I was willing to take on the challenge. And what can I say? We've made it. Matric has been a roller coaster. Just when you think you have control of the situation, it turns you upside down and gives you an uncontrollable wake-up call, which is needed at times, and the teachers, as well as Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, are to blame. Trust me, I've been in the office way too many times to back this statement up. I'd like to take this time to individually thank all the teachers who prepared and guided us in Matric. Mr. Chuma, thank you for all your support and encouragement throughout the course of this year. Your efforts in uplifting the class and making everything you do so entertaining and energetic does not go unnoticed, and for that I thank you for an amazing year and wish you all the best to come. This is definitely not our last words, and I look forward to sharing more business ideas with you. So Mr. Aitchison, if Mr. Chuma takes off a day or two, you know exactly where he is.
School tax.
Ms. van der Walt, ma'am, you have helped myself and Naya in many ways. You have not only prepared us in the best way for our geography final, but you have also been our moral support when we've been down. Your whole attitude and demeanor in wanting the best for us in terms of our academics and overall growth will forever be close to my heart, and for that I can't thank you enough. I wish you all the best for your studies next year and hope you continually pursue your passion and make your dream a reality one day. All the best, ma'am. Mr. Mwale, sir, your jokes and sense of humor has had us in hysterics. Your passion for engineering, graphics and design can be portrayed through your high work ethic and standard respectively. Thank you for always making EGD an environment where we can work hard and still get in a few jokes here and there. I will miss you dearly. Mr. Arkett, thank you for motivating us, or rather trying to, after heavy weekends, and I'm talking about the workload, of course. You have without a doubt been the littest math teacher I have ever had. Maybe because you've been the only math teacher I've ever had. I'm only teasing, sir. Thank you for some unforgettable moments. I will cherish these moments throughout my life and look back at them when I find myself in a negative situation. Good luck trying to control the next bunch of matrics. All the best, sir. Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, for taking the position to teach us English and Afrikaans. Thank you for making time for us despite your busy schedules. You are lifesavers. Thank you for always welcoming me to the office with a smile, ready to listen and support me during tough times. Your constant commitment in wanting the best for us is evident, and for that I'm grateful and appreciative for everything. Tom, Max, and Miss Lillian, thank you for always keeping the positivity up and for sometimes giving us a hard time when we step out of line or break a few plants. Your work around the school is immaculate and never goes unnoticed. Well done. Keep up the good work. And finally, my parents. Mom, Dad, thank you for giving me every opportunity in life and for believing in me. You have managed to provide and support me in every dream I have found myself following, and for that I will forever be grateful. The positivity, guidance, and support made this journey a special one, and for that I will cherish for the rest of my life. Mom, Dad, I love you. A huge thank you goes to the people that made my year so special. Naya, Brother, we've been through the ups and downs together. You have been there for me through tough times, heartbreaks, failures, and many more. We have known each other for 10 years now, and it felt like I only met you yesterday. I pray you continue to strive to your best ability to achieve your goals and make it overseas as a pro. Your constant commitment towards basketball has shown who your real friends are and who have stuck with you all this way. Here's to many years and many more great memories. Much love, brother. Muji, you stepped into the school last year and have brought light to our class. Your constant energetic, bubbly attitude has rubbed off on all of us and made us see the fun side of things rather than just the serious side. For the little time I've known you, you have been by my side supporting me, and for that I will forever cherish and hold on to our friendship till the day I die. I appreciate you beyond words. Much love, brother. Siwe, thank you for always giving us a reason to smile and laugh. Your energy is valued and your smile lights up the world. I know you are going places in life and I wish you all the best for your studies next year. Go kill it. George. Havens, thanks for being one of the most loyal gents out there. You have unarguably made this year one to remember, and for that I will forever appreciate you and our friendship. Your wicked sense of humor and overall attitude has made this year so much easier to get through. I wish you all the best of luck for next year and hope it is kind to you, and this applies to all the current grade 11s. I'd like to direct this message to our matric class in the hope that it motivates you the same way it did for me. A horse gallops with his lungs, preserves with his heart, and wins with his character. We are at the finish line now, guys. Let's cross it as winners. Because if you work hard in life, you'll get to the place where good luck finds you. Thank you.
Well done. That's it. Good job, man. What's he telling me? Phew. Right, I think we need to just take a minute or two to have a breath. So I'd like to invite Miss Van der Walt to come up. She's going to play something for us just to lighten the mood slightly.
I just want to say the song is for Lucaneo. Stay happy, stay silly with a little bit of seriousness.
Thank you, Ms. Van der Walt, but I'm not convinced that lightened the mood, so I think you need to come back and do something else. The final address of the morning is from our headmaster, Mr. Aitchison.
Good morning, school. Good morning, parents. Good morning, chairman of the board, and more importantly, good morning, class of 2019. This is going to be a very difficult talk for me to do, and I might have to pause as well and wipe some tears, because some of you are going to be ringing the bell 5 times. The school's been open for 7 years. You're very much part of the school's history and what the school is all about. And while you've been a very small group, I see an ambassador sitting in front of me. I see a leader, a prefect with honors for 3 years of service to the school. And I have to say that it is an honor for me to be standing here and addressing you. Luke, you made mention to being in the Afrikaans class and rescuing you. It wasn't a rescue. You guys rescued me from my office. And I have to say, it wasn't difficult to take time out of the day to be with you in the class and to teach you. It has been an absolute privilege. And I've really, really enjoyed connecting with each one of you. Today we acknowledge you and your contributions. And I really appreciate the message that you've given to the other students in the school. This group wasn't always as small as it is right now. And there's been a few people that have fallen along the wayside, along the journey. But you guys are sitting here today. And I'm quite sure in the typical eduing style that you're still talking to them and in contact with them. And I'd like you to continue doing that. Not only with them, but with us as well. As a group, you're one of the most stubborn groups that I've ever met. And I don't mean that always in a negative way. You're also one of the hardest working groups that I've ever met. And each one of you have walked a very tough journey academically. And I applaud you for that, and I sincerely honor you for it. You make me proud. One of the things that you're going to have a lot of people throwing at you and comments that you'll hear in the workplace and at university and where you're going now is young people don't have resilience and grit. And I thought I'd like to just pause for a moment and talk about what that is and what it means in your lives. So grit is a very small, loose particle that lies around on the ground, but it can take a lot of weight. And grit basically talks about having a lot of resolve and about strength of character. And when referring to stubbornness and hard work, I'm talking about strength of character and perseverance. I don't think it's for nothing that we say we grit our teeth and get going, because you guys know how to do that. I'm going to quote someone who's way wiser than me, and that's Gandalf the White. And he says, it's the small things, the everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keeps the darkness at bay. Simple acts of love and kindness. The second thing is about resilience. And resilience is about being able to stand up, not just once, not just twice, but every time you get knocked down. And I think you've certainly been knocked down a few times this year. But resilience is also about being able to spring back into a shape. And it means when you get knocked down, you spring back into the shape that you are as a person. It also speaks to your ability to cope with change and your approach to it. When somebody tells you that you need more grit and more resilience because you're young and you're of an age that needs it, just say to yourself, I know what grit is, I know what resilience is, and I have it in spades. My journey in the last 2 weeks with you, specifically with Afrikaans, and the amount of work that we've been getting through and the amount of curveballs that have been thrown at you and to us, has demonstrated in abundance to me that you have grit and resilience. So, Mujid, even though you've only been at Edgering for 2 years, I've known you for a long time. And while you might not have grown much in height since I first met you, something Mrs. Aitchison is quite grateful for, I'm sure. The first time I met you was in a KIP assessment when you were in grade 7. And you were small and shy. I don't think you're that anymore. Tato, I remember the day in your office, in my office, when I accepted EduInc and I told you I wanted you to repeat grade 9. And you said, give me a chance and I will show you. Well, you're sitting here and you have shown me. Well done. See where? You may be small in stature, but you are mighty of heart. And I think it's epitomized the day that you came and told me with joy and a sparkle in your eye that you'd taken up kickboxing, and that's your passion. You're an inspiration to me every day. Keep it up. Nao, the raging bushfire that is your passion for basketball started with Mr. Mpofu on a small little basketball court that isn't even of regulation size, and I doubt it's even of regulation height. It has been an amazing journey, and I applaud you for not giving up in your academics, and in your personal life, and in your pursuit of greatness on the basketball court. You have made us proud every day. And Luke, your stubborn determination, and I mean not only in your principles and your values, but if I had to put a picture with hard work and diligence, you're that picture. And I will always remember it and refer to it. I honor you for that. Well done. The last quote, and again, I will quote what Gandalf said. And I mean this in sincerity, because this is the beginning of a journey. The next 6 weeks are about opening the biggest door possible for yourselves. And if you don't get to that door, like a comrades marathon runner crawling over the finish line, having given your all, you're going to look back with regret. The rest of the world does not exist for you except the exams that are coming up right now. And after that, the world is not in your books and your maps. It is out there for you to go and explore. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Aitchison, for that address. Which brings us to the close of this part of the ceremony. Again, I'd like to thank you all for being here and for sharing this with us. This is a memory, it's a rite of passage for these 5 young people, and it is a memory that is going to stick with them for the rest of their lives. So thank you for sharing it with them. What is going to happen now is, once we've closed here, the children are going to form an honor guard down the path, starting with the grade 11s. You will go first, right to the end of the path, please. The teachers will assist you. The parents, if you wouldn't mind staying seated during that part. This is the Matric's chance to say their final goodbyes personally to their friends and their classmates and everybody else from the school. Then you're going to hear the bell ringing. Competition. Hardy down. Telling you that poem's going to be in your final. Stop. It's an omen, guys. Oi! Right. Once the Matrics have gone through the honor guard, you are going to hear them ringing a bell. The ringing of the bell is a tradition that the class of 2018 began. It was their gift to the school, the brass bell that is currently on the arch at the end. And what they're going to do is ring the bell once for every year that they have been here. Once Luke starts ringing, it might take a while. So if you wouldn't mind remaining seated, unless you would like to come and take pictures of the bell ringing and receiving of the flowers, and then I would like to invite the parents to have some tea. The students will then finish up there and come into the head's office where they're going to sign the yearbook. Again, if you would like to take pictures of that, you're welcome to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being here today. Let's hope for some rain now. Now it can rain.
Hey Luke, we sing the anthem, bro.